Sorry, just give me a second. Oh man, I hate using VLC now because like something about the VLC and the way that it lags, it has such a noticeable performance difference to something like MPV. And I get it because like VLC works on anything, runs on anything, and is free, right? But so is MPV, and seemingly so does MPV. So it's like MPV to me seems like the way to be, the way to go, because MPV you can do anything with it. POV, it's MPV, and Windows is broken, and I can't choose the open with dialogue because it always seems to break things. And I don't know why, and Windows sucks. MPV supremacy, and it's got good support for clear subtitles. Oh shit! Oh god, the music is too loud. Welcome to the accountability circle, everybody. I got some. I remember that I actually have this like giant dark academia playlist. So for those of you who don't remember, we used to do like reading streams where we would read books. I mean, I still do wanna, but the problem is that we're playing too many games that involve reading at the moment, so I'm trying to avoid that. But yeah, it's interesting to think that I had all these playlists for whenever we read things that like made us sound very sophisticated, but I never bothered to use them ever again. And I realized the accountability circle is a great place to use that because the thing about the accountability circle that I've realized is it's very stressful. It's incredibly stressful. Used to, sure. You know, I actually did want to do one of the things that I did want to do was record an audiobook of the H.P. Lovecraft books because they are now all in public domain or at least copyright free within Canada. So it's like I can do it legally, and so it's like I could have just done an audiobook for you all, but I got lazy, and also there wasn't really much time. Stress. The accountability circle is a fundamentally stressful endeavor for both me and you because it's very difficult to be able to, like, you know, I don't know, like, to hold someone accountable, you have to tell them that they're doing a bad job. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to tell somebody that they're doing a bad job. But fundamentally, it kind of hurts me emotionally. It's hard for me to like look at someone and then go like, "Oh, you're not doing enough to like make things better. You could be doing so much. You could be doing so much more." Right? To some people, I can say it too very easily. It's like breathing, second nature for me. Right? Like I love saying it to the mod because she's useless. She doesn't do anything in this chat. She doesn't ban people. She doesn't moderate. She doesn't even like yell at people. She just here and then she shows up and she leaves. I don't have a single useful mod in my entire channel, and there's only one mod. Oh, gasp! But for others, like the rest of you, it's hard for me to hold you all accountable. So I'm glad that somehow you're holding yourselves accountable because I think all of you feel this peer pressure too. Because I realized something, and we had a discussion about this last time, but not, I don't think during this, but like during some of the stream where we realized that the accountability circle, it doesn't help you start a goal, it only helps you stick to your goals. So what I want to try is I want to try this whole thing of like maybe even to motivate somebody to like start the accountability circle. I think we need to have another circle. How many circles do you think we should do, chat? Okay, it'll be like a Venn diagram. It's like a Venn diagram where it's like accountability circle on the right, this new circle on the left, and then the middle is where you want to be, where you're able to do both things. The inspiration circle, exactly, the inspiration circle, which is what this is. The ideas channel, which I'm going to now rename actually, because this is perfect. I'm going to rename this to the inspiration circle. Boom. This is now the inspiration circle, and a circle jerk somewhere in the middle. And the circle jerk, you know what? Completed projects, chat. I have a new idea. You're absolutely right. New idea. The circle jerk. A place to show off. A place to immortalize. A place to immortalize your success within the accountability. Within the accountable. How do I link this? Within the accountable accountants. And the inspiration circle. Your efforts will forever remain here for all to see that you were able to overcome your own failures. I don't know, your own shortcomings to become somebody greater. So this is it. Community events. Let's put the psyop there. This is what this is. Okay, I should have added an image. Can I still add an image afterwards? No. I can't add an image afterwards. I can only do it at the moment of. That's stupid. Wait, what? I can't do an image afterwards? Wait, sorry. Let me delete this post. Okay, sorry. The circle sorry, sorry. The circle let me find an image. Wait. I'll read the message soon. You heard that we're all cannibals and not accountable. I mean, you could be a cannibal. A circle jerk is somewhere in the middle. A circle jerk implies the existence of jerky in the form of other shape. That's good. That's really good. Oh, but you're so right, though. Like, you're so right. I've never thought about that before, but you're so right. How? See, this is the kind of hard hitting commentary that like you just don't get otherwise, right? Because think about this: you don't get any commentary like this anywhere else. You can't go to Stack Overflow and then ask about like the different, like what is the meaning of circle jerk, because then they'll just downvote you and then the moderator will remove your post. You can't ask about this on Reddit because Redditors have fundamentally no humor. You can only ask about it live on the stream where somebody comes in and then says a circle jerk implies the existence of other jerk shapes. You know how there's like jerk buds? There should be jerk shapes. Wait. Wait. Jerk buds and jerk shapes. I have a new idea. Wait. Game about placing tower defense game about placing jerk buds along a jerk shape to protect the virginity. That's good. Tower defense game about placing jerk buds along a jerk shape to protect virginity. We don't talk about the Pentagon jerkers. Yes, the 3-pointer star, the dreaded jerk Mobius strip. Oh, you're right. Imagine the nut, right? You shoot it away, but it hits the back of your head because of the Mobius shape. It's like, shit, I forgot. I'm on a Mobius strip today. It's a jerk Mobius. It's like, it came right back to me. That's good. Holy shit, that's really good. Wait, this is okay. Let's think about this. You know, chat. You know how I said yesterday during the adults game stream, which if you know, then you know. And I said that there's not many good adult games because adult games fundamentally don't really make much money because it's like difficult to sell a game like an adult game to make money, and so therefore it feels like a catch-22 of like chickens of like a chicken and the egg, where it's like you don't make money, therefore nobody ever bothers trying to make a good adult game. This is the beginning of my downfall into the adult genre. I'm already making no sales, but I'm gonna make 0 sales with this. Anyways, we're gonna continue with the circle jerk. I need to find a good image for the circle jerk, but you're right, because if it's the circle jerk and any shape could be jerked on, then I need a non-circular shape. I need something that is like, holy shit, this one's good. I didn't even know that I had this. I didn't even know that I had this. You are what you eat. Unhealthy choices: fries for hair, Pop-Tarts for shoulders, pizza for chest muscle, stomach of potato cookie. I mean, this guy looks pretty happy though. I won't lie. A thumb of a lollipop. That's why you're a pussy. That's good. That's why you're a pussy. I can't ever take a photo with you in real life because all I'm gonna see is just like a giant sensor bar, right? It's like, sorry, you can't post a selfie. What? But that's my friend. Okay, POV. You go to a subreddit. You go to the pictures subreddit and you say selfie with my best friend, and it's you beside someone's pussy. And it's like like, welcome to my, this is my best friend Jerry. And then people go, why does he look like that? That's a vagina. And then you go, no, it's Jerry. He just eats a lot of pussy. And you are what you eat. Soda hips. Soda hips, you're right. And I love the soda hips too, because it's like the perfect, look, his legs bend more than his legs, okay? This kid's legs aren't, this kid's legs, they aren't bending anywhere compared to this, okay? You're such an ass. Oh, you're right. You ever see that guy who actually try to, if you try to do this here, I don't know if you ever tried this. Sorry, the accountability circle has been totally overthrown, but I'm trying to find a photo of a face. Perfect. The Wikipedia image for a photo of a face has it. Okay, good, perfect. Now I need to do this, and I go inside of GIMP. I'm going to open GIMP. This is a very important experiment to show you what I'm trying to do here. Better than Apple knees. I know Apple knees, or even like, was it watermelon hip? The watermelon hip doesn't look stable. I'm gonna be honest with you. This doesn't seem stable. And carrot legs are just not. At least what does he have? Is that that's a Twizzler leg. Wait, what the fuck? He has artichoke knees. It's like Sonic. It's actually kind of messed up that they like constructed these people out of food. Corn arms, apple elbows. Okay, chat. Apple elbows or apple knees. Which one would you choose? I don't think I would choose either. Wait, we gotta create a new image. New image. This is a very important thing that I'm going to show you all. Very important, okay? Now, I'm going to show you GIMP, and hopefully this doesn't get me banned, because as far as I know, this is a perfectly normal face. It's just oh, you know what? I have an even better face image to get. Here, look. You can't see anything yet. I have an even better image to get for our face. Okay, yeah, here we go. Are you ready, chat? Do you like my slutty hangout? So, anyways, the thing that I'm trying to do is so. You ever try this thing where it's like you could just take someone's face and then you could like construct it in like a funnier way? Here, look. And I don't know if I'm the only one who's ever done this, but like you can actually turn the eyes. You can actually make the eyes the nostrils. So what I'm going to do is this, a very simple transformation where I take her entire hairline and I bring her hairline down. Okay, it's going to be a little clipping on your hair, and I'm sorry. I don't know who this person is, but you're gonna lose some of your hair here. Okay, just crop around the tongue. Just go over here, and you can just do this. I used to do this for my own funny photos, and I thought it was so funny. But basically, you bring it down to where the nose is, right? So now you have all this thing on the nose, okay? But then here, so this whole top section over here disappears, right? The eyes, you just replace them. So you just place the eyes inside. So you just place the eyes inside the nostril. So let's say we do this eye. How do I do just like this? How do I do, okay, unselect this, and then if I go like this, can I just get this? Thank you. And you can get the eye to be inside the nose. What? Oh, that wave line. Wait, the wave line? What wave line? Here. And then you go here, and then you go. And you go. Oh, the wavy line. Oh yeah, the wavy line. Yeah. Oh god, this was terrifying. Okay, I don't know. This doesn't look nearly as funny as I thought it would. But I swear I have. Okay, one of the pictures that I have of myself is this, and it's much funnier than it looks like here. I don't know why it doesn't look funny here. It doesn't look fucking funny. It looks terrifying. This looks terrifying. This looks horrifying. This looks absolutely. But like basically, You can replace anybody's face with just their nostrils. Okay, let's get rid of the rest of her face because it's scaring the fuck out of me. What? Jesus Christ! You see what I mean? Do you get what I'm picking up? Do you get what I'm doing? No. Does anybody understand me? No. Does anyone get me? No. How do you set a source image? How do you set a source image? How do you use this? Clone tool? No, not clone. I need like a. Well, I guess so. How do you do cloning? Set a source image. Yeah, I'm trying to set a source image, man. Just let me set a source image, bro. Dude, dog, source image, source pattern. No, man. Right here, man. Right here. What happened to the cloning? What happened to cloning within the thing? You get it, yo. Yes, thank you. You usually find shrinking faces is enough. Exactly. It's when you shrink the face. It's like the annoying orange. It's a lot like the annoying orange, although not as terrifying as this. Definitely not as terrifying as this. I don't really know why it looks so terrifying actually. Okay, so which layer has her face? This is the layer with the face. What I need is the layer with the hair. What's this layer? Oh, that's like a different layer. Now, so if I delete this layer, it's fine. And then we gotta like slowly build her back up. Look, their eyes just like flicker in and out of existence. Okay, just gonna build her hair. We have to build her hair up into something usable here. Okay, just imagine that her hair is here. Okay, so imagine that she has like blonde hair over here, and then like you see what I mean? Like this is the thing I'm going for. It's like something about the shrinked face. Okay, it looks kind of. And then you have to like draw like a mini nose. So now you take the face itself, right? And then you take the nose section of it, and then you move the nose down. So this is what I think of when somebody says like, "Oh, like you're an ass." This is what I think of when someone says that like you're an ass, or like you look like an ass, right? Or like you are what you eat. Like this is effectively this is the epitome of you are what you eat. Do you see what I'm getting at? Do you see what I'm getting at, chat? Do you see what I'm getting at now? Do you see the head? It's like this is the head. So you use the nose as the base of the head, and then now they're doing a Hagao from the smaller frame. Eating hair? I couldn't get the hair to look good. So we're gonna try to like here. Let me get them without the hair. So let me do it without the hair. So if I delete this layer, what's a faster way to delete layers? Delete this. Delete everything. Okay. Now watch this. Merge down. Watch my pièce de résistance. Okay, watch my pièce de résistance. You crop the head out, only the head. So now you have a Hagao. Fuck. Shit. Sorry. Go back. Okay. Paste layer, merge down. Now you do a Hagao. By the way, this was the first Google result for a Hagao face reel. So my search term was real a Hagao face, and this is the first thing that showed up. Which is funny because like the Hagao faces that I saw were mostly fake. So now, look. Now we separate. I gotta fix the complexion. I gotta fix the complexion to make it a bit like, you know, softer around the bottom, especially where it's supposed to blend in on the nose. New emotes right there. I don't know if I could. They'd be really mad. They might be extremely mad. Whoever made this face might be extremely mad. But you know what? I'm willing to risk it because this is pretty funny. I won't lie. This is pretty funny. This is pretty good. Oh shit! Because you can't even recognize the person. So this has to be safe for me to use as an emote. So I'll do emotes. I'll save this and I'll save it as a hey gal. Hey gal. Do you think I can upload it to 7TV? Do you think they'll accept it? Wait. It's at least transformative. You're right. It is transformative. I'm clear from a copyright standpoint. Okay, so now we go to 7TV, and I'm gonna upload. I wish to upload the Ahega face. Let's see what happens. So maybe it needs to be a certain dimension. I really hope not, though. Oh God, it's so. I hate looking at it. I hate looking at it. Oh God, oh God. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh fuck. What's a good Gooner? Should it be Gooner, right? Should it be Gooner? Should it be Gooner? Because a Hagao, how often does a Hagao come in? Or yum. Yum. I'm gonna say yum. A Hagao, tasty, yummy, yum. Gooner. Goon? Nom? Okay, nom? Okay, but like I wanted to replace a normal word. Like I wanted to replace a normal everyday word such that when you type the word, you instantly get hit by this emote. Upload. I can't believe they let me upload this. Man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. How did we get here? It's because of the whole thing of like you eat pussy, therefore you look like pussy, and then you eat ass, therefore you look like ass. And now we're here. Like look at look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Holy shit. Oh God. Oh God. Okay, so anytime you need to make a funny photo of someone, use my technique, okay? It's guaranteed to be a funny photo. You just do the exact same thing. You take their eyes, you crop their eyes, you put them inside their nostrils, and then you make a smaller version of their nose in between their new head and their like nostril, and then you crop out just their head, and then you add hair after the fact. That's how you make comedy. It's like a weird potato. Oh God, it's so. I need to. Okay, chat. We have to remove one emote. Sorry. I know the accountability circle should be starting, but sorry. I just like that tangent. Just like hit me. The tangent hit me like a train, and I couldn't stop myself. I'm sorry. The tangent hit me, and I was like, wait, there's a good idea here. So sorry. Let me just. I've never seen this being used. But like that's kind of funny though. It's the Chad, but he's dead. It's the Chad, but he's dead. Okay, maybe we keep that Chad, but he's dead. Cat, please. Ha, that one I've seen a lot. Judging, I've never seen this. Noted is good. We need like I need an emote that I've never seen before. I've never seen being used. What is puke? Bleh. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, anytime you see something disgusting that I do, please use this emote. Bleh. I'm gonna go, Okay, I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna keep that one. That one's good. Fishnet, we'll just keep that. We'll just keep Grinch. Okay, during the holiday season, I bet I see people using this a lot. This is a perfect emote for the holiday season. The Grinch is getting the Grinch gets it. The Grinch gets it. So we gotta go here. Okay, gotta go flirt. I've never seen flirt in my entire life. This one is going away. We're gonna go with this. This is the better flirting emote. Yum. Everyone, please type the word yum while I do a Nightbot command. Maybe not on stream. Commands. Yum. And then I swear there's also like a yum so good. Like a, ooh yeah. Yum. Ice cream so good. Yum. Okay, please type yum, and the bot should now respond in kind. It has to be a lowercase. Sorry, it has to be a lowercase y. It's just 7 TV things. Yum, 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 so good. Yum. Ice cream so good. Yum. It looks terrible. It looks awful. I don't know why I made this. I don't know why I made this. I don't know why I made that. Holy shit, that's good. Oh man. Woo. Look at what the Discord's been up to while I've been gone. Look at this. The circle jerk. A place to immortalizer says, Hi stream. I'm all good now. This is the current stream preview. That's so good. I'm all good now. It's really good. Oh shit. Okay, that's good. That's really good. In here, we're gonna immortalize your achievements. Okay, so now we have a pipeline. Now, sorry, the whole reason why we're here is because we needed a pipeline to go from inspiration, the creation of an idea, all the way to the completion of it, all the way to the payoff, which is you become immortalized within the Hall of Fame. Oh God, I don't even know how we got here. Really, like I just look at this and I go, why are we here? Like, how do we? The point of this channel is going to be the Hall of Fame, right? So you have the inspiration circle over here. You put the ideas here, and then you choose the ones that you want to do, and you go to the accountability accountants, whereby we help you get to the end. Because this is where the stress comes in of you getting to the end. Now. Now we actually get to go to the real accountability circle. We actually have a newcomer to the accountability circle, and we actually have a returning chatter who has now come out of their font hell. They've actually been stuck in their font hell for a while. The mod has disappeared, as has this chatter, but I know the reason why this chatter is currently gone. It's because they're busy. So we're going to go on with the accountability circle because we have different things. You've achieved immortality. Whoa, wait. How? Is it because of this? Have you seen this? Or do you mean within Clover Pit, the game that you've been on and that you somehow got a million bajillion points on? But also, have you seen our new emote? No, you mean the Discord. Oh, you've achieved immortality. Oh. Have you seen our new emote? You can see the inspiration actually side by side. You can see the inspiration side by side. You saw the emote. What does it look like? What does it look like on Twitch.tv? Oh fuck! Is there a way for me to see like the preview of my own stream? Is there a way for me to see the preview of my own stream? If I go like, I don't know. If I search my own name on Twitch, what shows up? Okay, good. Okay, well I mean, well it's gone now. Yeah, it's gone now. But I can. Okay, that's pretty funny. And you just see that, whatever this is. Oh, man. Welcome to the Accountability Accountants, where we hold each other accountable for finishing ideas that we wanted to do, okay? This is, those of you who don't know, the Accountability Accountants is a system by which we peer pressure each other to finish our goals in life, because it's hard to complete your goals by yourself. See, sometimes, honestly, most of the time that I stream because it's a good way for me to like do something meaningful with my time. Not to say that I don't do meaningful things, but some things it's hard for me to gain motivation on, especially for playing games now. I just sort of like, I don't know, playing it by myself is just sort of like, it's hard to want to. And same with like certain types of games, like horror games, where it's like I don't want to be alone while I play them, so it's like it's better to like be here. But then turning it into just a generic meeting any of your goals, then it's great. And this time we've got some newcomers. So let's go down and see what happened. Okay. At first we had this little funny mix-up where I just typed the word goals, and so everyone started typing the word goals last week. But then also I have a delusion that this will make me happy at the end. 30. And so the delusion, we're all delusional here, okay? And the delusions are as follows. We go top to bottom, we read all the goals that we see, and then we see the success rates of everybody in finishing their goals. For instance, the one who said that they have the delusion is right here. They said they wanted to finish up their common bold weight symbols, which, for context, they're making a font. And they've been making this font since, and I'm not even kidding you, I think we've all been stuck on this train together since, holy shit, since September 9th. We've been here since September 9th. And so it started out, and then they got to this point, and then it just kept getting harder for them. And then we all realized that making a font is a genuinely hard thing. But this is their font compared to other fonts. So other fonts, you can't really read them. Their font is extremely readable and actually looks really nice. So good job. Kudos to you. But apparently they're not done, because making a font, did you know that there's like 100,000 characters across the entire world? Yeah, that make 100,000 different letter combinations, unless they only support certain languages. And for instance, they're even testing it here, where they said, if you read this, sorry, I'm so gassy. If you read this, then you smell. And they used to, every single day, it seems like they're in pain, because they'll disappear for weeks at a time. And then you just keep on going back, and then they come back here, and then they just keep on saying, okay, I'm still here. And it's like, I feel so bad for them, because it seems so painful to still be looking at this just to figure out what to do, because this already looks good to me, so I can't possibly understand what you're doing, but I commend you for trying. You cannot even fathom how one would make a CJK font. Yes. Yeah, like legitimately how. Yeah, exactly, right? Because like CJK fonts, if you look at like this is here. This is look. Even Wikipedia sort of like hints at how difficult it is. The first 4 characters of 1,000 character classic. So the first 4 characters of the 1,000 character classic font in different typeface styles. And this is just 4 of 1,000, and there's even more letters than 1,000, because there's like a shit ton of letters, because every single one has like a certain meaning to it, and so you have to keep on going with it, and it just keeps going. What the hell is pan CJK? What? Like, look at this. This seems impossible to me too. And this is just, oh, I'm sorry. This is just for a single poem. This is just as a primer for teaching Chinese characters. That's impressive. But hopefully, you Cheddar, are you avoiding CJK? I really hope that you are, because I don't want you to suffer any more than you are, because it seems very, very painful. But they wanted to finish up the common bold weight symbols. They wanted to start learning React, and rewriting card guesser within React. What's CJK? It's so the letters that it's the squiggles. It's like you see the writing system of like Chinese, and then you see the writing system of Japanese and Korean. The reason why it's called CJK is because they share the same letters, basically. And so it's like, and then the meaning is like roughly the same, if not exactly the same between. So it's like, if you can read one, you can theoretically read all of them, barring some like specific ones that are just like specific meanings within specific languages. For actually, what's funny is it could have been CJKV, but then Vietnam got Romanized by the French. Honestly, it is an issue even nowadays. You would have Chrome often render kanji in the Chinese style by default, which would make Japanese text look absolutely horrible. Oh wait, is there like a different way of rendering the kanji? Like it's like, is it because of the writing system? I thought they were both. Oh, is it Japanese like top to bottom, or is it like? How is it like? Chinese fonts render slimmer. Oh wait, what? So they have less size of them? They have less weight? Wait. Why is it on like a diet? Chinese font slimmer. You hate this problem, so it looks inconsistent with hiragana and katakana. Oh, otherwise, you're right. I see what you mean. Otherwise, the kanji would just look the same between all three. Now, you'll let people that understand the languages do that instead. So true. So true. Hey, are you going to make your font open source, right? Because then we could add stuff to it. And also, can you please hide like an Easter egg inside your font? Because you can make any Unicode Easter egg that you want, right? And one is aliased, the other one isn't, and so on. Wait, what? Oh, is the aliasing thing like a almost like a global property, or is it just because of the font? Because it's like, I'm assuming what you mean is that it falls back onto an entirely different font character file which doesn't have aliasing built in or something, right? Also, some kanji are different depending on if it's Japanese or Chinese. Yes. So like the small differences that make the difference, which is funny to me because then it's like I always wondered that because then I'm like, why is it called CJK if there are differences, right? Because then it's like, because it's like, it'd be like calling German and English GE because there's like, some commonalities, but it's like they're totally different languages when you get down to like the details, right? So it's like, it'd be like, why would we even have the distinction of CJK versus like just like themselves, you know what I mean? And then why do we have the idea of like a single character font for all three? Though I don't know enough about the different character systems to say whether or not they are the same. So it is good to like see. They also, by the way, this chatter, how has it been learning React? Because I don't know a single person who's ever been happy learning React, and it's useful. Like genuinely, it's probably the only one that you can get a real job in terms of like what you can find. Not to say that like you can't find a job using other things, but what I found is that it's very hard to find a job in like any other type of like environment. Like let's say you do, I don't know, like let's say you do Elm and you use Elixir. It's like where do you even find jobs for that? Where you are, especially, right? Whereas React, it feels like you can find a job anywhere working in React, right? Well, look at your weekly report so you know my opinion about React. So true, so true. And they want to start rewriting Card Guesser in React, which is by the way, I like it because you're falling for that same developer trap that all developers do of maybe I should just rewrite this and I can make it better. And it never happened, so I'm curious to see how it goes because it's currently within Svelte. They also wanted to learn Style Dictionary. So I've never heard about this. And I didn't want to search it until now. So now we get to search it here live. Style Dictionary. So they want to learn Style Dictionary, which seems to be something called a tool to, a tool to export your design tokens to any platform. And I'm assuming design tokens. Okay, I thought design tokens was going to be something else, but I guess it's design tokens like this, where you define exactly what these sort of like atomics are within your design language, like the color and even like the animation styles and like the values that you would expect, like the timings of things or even the fonts. I was thinking tokens as in like actual physical or like actual visual elements, but then I guess it's like why would you use this versus whatchamacallit, Figma. Speaking of Vietnamese, you found a shitpost guide on how to speak Vietnamese and get banned from the country. But it requires Cantonese knowledge, so you can't use it. That's like it's funny because it's like I'm pretty sure that's because of the that's because of the current like tensions between China and Vietnam. So it's like not only will it get you banned from the country, like it might even get you in some serious legal trouble. So it's probably a good thing that you can't read it because it's like I wonder if they came about because of the current problems between the two governments. Congratulations, you are now speaking gibberish Vietnamese and probably getting banned from Vietnam. They might just look at you and then go like, oh, at least he's trying. Because like people learning languages say all kinds of crazy things, yeah? Like think of the weebs in Japan on like watashi wa datebayo. It's like, what the fuck does that mean, man? But they say it because that's all that they've heard with an anime. Crypto tokens, I see. They're falling down the slippery slope of crypto. But yeah, this is a cool thing to see. I thought it was more visual, but I guess it makes sense that like this is more for the values that you would use within like different systems. So it's like if you have like specific sizes, you would do this, or if you have like a specific color hex code, you would use this. It's interesting to see too because it's like if it works across all the platforms that it says, that seems very useful because I usually have this problem too where it's like I often will just go and open like a CSS file, copy paste all the values within there into like whatever the equivalent is on iOS and Android, which is like this like it's like a resource value sheet or something. I forget what it's called. And it's like a weird XML style format or like a JSON-ish format, and it's like really annoying to like transfer it over. China having tensions with a neighbor? Surely not. You like the chameleon? The chameleon is really nice. I really enjoy the way that it looks too. And isn't this the shape, the golden spiral? What's it called? The golden spiral, isn't it? This thing. It's the chameleon of a golden spiral. Look. Inside the golden spiral is that lizard. That's that's a really cool shape. And it's so simple and yet it still captures the look of a lizard. Maybe you can apply the golden spiral to everything, right? Maybe you can do the golden spiral for everything. Let me see maybe you can apply the golden spiral to everything. Maybe we start over here. Maybe we start over here. Maybe we can apply the golden spiral to over here. Start from the nostril. There's the golden spiral. New Debian logo. New Debian logo. Hi, welcome to my Linux distro, Ahegao Linux. Ahegao Linux, everyone. To hear the Ahegao Linux, we like to make money. That's a good one. Every spiral hides a hidden chameleon. You have to keep watching to see it. That's true. That's true. For the issue of the CJK thing to get it to display properly, it also can be somehow be very hard to fix on Anki. Your phone has always depicted Japanese, but some time ago, all of a sudden, it switched to Chinese, and you have no idea why. I wonder if you lost the language pack, or maybe did your phone do like an automatic update? Maybe the font that you were using lost some of the characters for the language, and so they just defaulted over to like the one, right? What you do is you design the tokens in Figma, but to use them in code, you have to export them. Tokens are just a way to standardize it. Also, there are semantic tokens and component tokens that are okay. I see. So you design the tokens in the Figma, and like you decide, okay, the way that it looks, the way that it feels, and then but you have to export them, and then you use that format as a way to like standardize the format for consumption on those other downstream platforms. I see. I still can't, but also I still know the difference between semantic and component tokens, because it's like semantic. I think I get it's like I don't know, like say a color, but then it's like what's a component? Because then it's like if it's a button, isn't the whole button like a whole image? If that makes sense. For some time, you specifically added an extension to Chrome that forces it to Japanese. Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Holy shit. Linux distribution called Ubuntu, centered around Ahegao. And then I'm gonna credit this to you, okay? I'm gonna credit this to you. Ubuntu. That's really good. For example, when you design light and dark theme, when you export from Figma, you can use semantic tokens. That way you don't need to link up the themes manually. You're still losing me. I'm going to continue reading your update. Hopefully your update makes more sense of it for me, because I'm just not that good at understanding it. And they also want to write a JSON design token to CSS and Tailwind parser. You are doing a lot of different... It's funny because it's like you're doing a lot of the programming that I thought would already be there. Like, say you have style dictionary, right? If it lets you encode everything as a bunch of tokens and then export it, I thought that they would also make the parsers for things to import it to make it work. Where it's like... It feels weird that you have to write your own parser for it. Semantic is more abstract ones. For example, foreground, background. Okay, I get it. So it's more about the scope of the thing. Okay, whereas component tokens is more like the button card toggle. Okay, now I know exactly what you mean. Thank you. That actually helped a lot. Actually, yeah. That helped a lot. Because I was thinking like, I still couldn't quite get it because they feel similar enough. But that makes it all the more clear to me. Thank you. There's a lot of things in between here that we'll get to. There's like a discussion about dads I like to fuck, but we'll like get there soon, okay? This chatter, they didn't do any font work. That's good. That's funny, chat. That's actually funny. This isn't a bad thing, but I do like how it was just this like cold open into, and also with the music being so dramatic, I didn't do any font work, and then it just goes into some really dramatic piano music as you open up about the fact that you didn't do any font work. But they learned style dictionary, and they wrote a parser that converts the JSON file in the CSS and with Tailwind syntax. I hope, did you make this open source? But also, like, you don't have to, but also, like, thank you for doing this, because again, it's surprising that this doesn't already exist within the style dictionary ecosystem. Like, in my mind, it's like, if you're gonna make something that is a system of its own, and you make it so that it's meant to help you within other systems, you should make an exporter but also an importer for those systems. Otherwise, it doesn't really work. So you basically did the work for them, which is nice. How did you even find this thing anyway? Style Dictionary, because I've like never seen this. You think you also have something similar for Firefox? Oh, for the browser plugin for the language thing. You actually manually switch it to Japanese in like every possible place in the system browser, but it still sometimes depicts Japanese. You might just need you might just need a new phone. You might just need like a Huawei phone or something. There are parsers for Tailwind already, just that you want it to be more like what you want it to be. Oh, I see. So this is like a personal vendetta deal. You did start learning React and Next.js. Nice. Coming from Svelte, React feels quite outdated and feels like writing with 10 years of tech debt. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. This is why it's funny that you are going backwards towards it, because it's like, one, um, React, like everything after React was made because React sucks in many different ways, but also because React was like the first to the scene with one of those major ideas. Not like really the first, but like at least the first that seemed to pick up steam in a much larger way than something like Vue never could for some reason. Or like just like other like similar type deals where they try to abstract the idea of what it means to construct a view and then like have the view there. Like I swear there was something else that was also popular, but not nearly as popular. That also dealt with the idea of like a DOM, of like a computed DOM that they hold virtually, that they would then use to reconstruct the actual DOM with, for like, for the idea of having like good like stable predictable updates along with like pretty good performance if you have like a very very complex application that changes often. That's also fairly straightforward to work in terms of like you only care about the final result, aka it's like a declarative thing, right? So it's funny because like, yeah, like going from Svelte feels like a step backwards, because it is, right? Because it's like in many ways it was made with all the learnings from why React failed in like specific use cases, and also just in terms of the ways that it feels kind of bad to work with in general in quite a lot of ways. However, I will say they're slowly making it better, but what I did see is that I think they've ejected from the Meta ecosystem. So it's like I don't think Meta as an organization is like working directly on it. They still hire engineers for it, for it, but I think specifically they don't have any like official stance on it anymore. So it's like now out of there. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll see like a change long term in the industry, but I highly doubt it, because yeah, exactly. Like it's like you want to learn React just because all the jobs use it, exactly, and maybe you'll become a design engineer. Since you can't get any designer jobs, haha. You know what? You just need to go to more streams, right? The problem, see, think about this. You're in my stream too much now, and I remember last time what you said was you got two of your last jobs from watching people's streams, because you would go into their game dev streams and they would talk about needing a designer, and then you would just type inside chat going, hey, I'm a designer, you need me. So it's like, but the problem is that you're here too much, so you need to go out there now. You need to now you have to leave the nest. Sorry child, you have to leave the nest. You have to leave the nest and then go out and then find new game dev streams to like troll and find. I'm sorry, but like this is it's I literally cannot spend any more money than I have already on the stream, because the stream makes me no money. You know, the last 3 years the stream has made me $100. So unless you can make me something for like $20, I'm sorry, but like $20 is 20% of the entire budget of the stream. So you're not getting anything here, okay? You'll do stuff for a sloppy toppy. Sorry. I'm not gonna fly over there to give a sloppy toppy. Set them free. I'm trying to fly free, my chatter, fly free. Find those jobs on Twitch.tv. Also, you mentioned earlier they didn't know about Style Dictionary either, but that you guess it's a common tool for this, which is interesting because like there's always like a new tool coming out for stuff that it feels hard to keep up with. And also, they haven't finished rewriting Cargus yet. So it's probably a good thing that you're learning React. But yeah, it does suck. I share that same sentiment of like you wish something newer could take over, right? Where it's like, Rust feels like an outlier, where Rust has a lot of new field stuff being built in it, and then those new field things and the ideas within that new field sort of like trickle down into other spaces because the people who work in Rust seem to be incredibly good. It's like Rust was somehow able to capture a much larger talented cohort of like lower level engineers that like do very complicated things, and they've been able to take that knowledge elsewhere and thus influence other things. And that seems to be why something like that has been able to sort of grow so large. But something like React, it's sort of like I feel like it'll never be displaced because anything on the web is gonna it's like really designed for can you just get the job done of like making something look good first, which is like, you know, because it's like really the web is for web designers and not really web developers, where it's like sure, like a web developer could do like crazy things with it, but I feel like most of the thing that you do on a website is web design, and React is just good enough to where it's like a designer can sort of work with it and sort of like get a dev team to work with it, or even work on it themselves and then just like get what they need to like look to make it look the way that they want it to, while also behaving in the ways that they want it to too, without too much complexity. And so it's like I don't think it'll ever go away, which is like it's sad because I had the same feeling of like React really does feel like a very old way of doing things, but at the same time, it's because it is old. Like it's had to grow through all of these years. Granted, using the newer features in it, it actually does feel very very good. I would say even like using the official tutorial for it is a great way to go through it. And you know, the cool thing about the ecosystem is that theoretically you can use it to do quite a lot of things. Like you can use it to even do, you know, native mobile apps. I mean, native quote unquote with native views, but the logic in JavaScript. And it's actually fairly good. It's just, you know, difficult to get around the fact that like a lot of the things in it are sort of frustrating to work with, that it's like you see it's like age rear its head very often, that it makes you go, I wish that we could start with a blank slate. Like now it sort of feels like the way that like I don't know, C++ or C or like PHP sort of is, where it's like you have these two sides where it's like, okay, yeah, you could use raw pointers in C++, but you should just be using the smart pointers for 99% of your applications, right? Because it's like most of the time you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, or like something like that, or even like, you know, because there's like a new way of doing things and then contrasted with the old way, and then it feels old. There's some things in React, and it's slowly getting to the point where you can only deal with the new things that like make it feel better, but I get your sentiment of like it still does feel old. Tokens are kind of niche anyways, since really only big corporate companies use them, so you guess that's why you haven't heard of style dictionary before. That's true, actually. That's a good point. Yeah. I guess like at those like other places like at the scale of, because even for like a medium-sized company with like 100 people, I still didn't see it there. So probably for like very large dev teams, because like even at like a medium-sized company of like say 100 to like a couple hundred people, it still feels like a small to a medium company where it's like your dev team might be only like up to 20 people at best, right? Whereas like at Google, that's where they have like tens of thousands of engineers. And so it's like I guess something like this would make more sense, where it's like all the engineers plus all the designers have to get on the board too. One of your side projects at work was done in Rust. Oh no. Oh no, somebody got a little antsy in the pantsy for a new language. You thought about doing a quick fix for a problem on it. You've never done Rust, but that's simple enough to wing it. You looked at it and you're like, what the fuck is this? And you couldn't figure it out. You know what, that's a common sentiment, because the language, honestly, that language, it feels a bit like the way that you learn React, where it's like both of these things, learn. Sorry, you can't see it yet. Learn. Check out Rust by example. Hello world. Maybe not this one. Primitives. Yeah, this is no. Even let's go like full on custom types, like a struct. Is there like an example of like structs and crates and modules? Is there like an example of? Here we go. This is a great example. I mean, kind of. It's not really there. Well, no, I mean, this one's still understandable. I'm trying to find, actually, this one's kind of interesting, actually. So, yeah, this is a good one. This and React, both of them have the same problem, where it's like, they definitely both feel like an overcomplication of things, but at the same time, when you learn about the reasons why they do it, it makes sense. But it's just such a different way of looking at the code that it's kind of hard to imagine how they're like, because some bits of it sort of make sense if you look at it, especially with syntax highlighting. You can sort of see where functions start and end. You can sort of see like how the scoping works. You can sort of deal with the idea of lifetimes and stuff, as long as you never have to deal with anything crazy with lifetimes. But then you have small things like the fact that macros seem to be everywhere. It seems to be all of place for like even fairly basic things. And not to say that like they're not useful, but it reminds me a lot of like the thing that you see within C++, where it's like every single macro is like a very unique thing to the domain. But then you also have, once you get into harder, more complicated relationships with the ways that you use data and like the ways that you pass it around, and then the ways that you might consume it, that's when you start to go, okay, I don't really know what to do. Like that's when I hit the first roadblock of like, why can't I just pass this thing over here and just start using it? It's because I'm using it in a mutable way. Like you have to think about the way that your data can be mutated and like can be moved. And there's a lot of complexity around that. And then also like the syntax for a lot of these things feels weird too. Like, I mean, just look at the syntax for like a loop. Not that you would ever really use this, but also the fact that you can, it's sort of like, you could label loops like this. You can even do scopes to like, and what's funny is that you could even do scopes to like, change even the mutability of something. Like you could have this be outside as like a non-mutable thing, and then you can reassign it to be mutable inside here, and then you can do all kinds of crazy things. Like it's like, or like, sorry, not reassign the mutability, but like scope the mutability to like a specific use case, so that like code outside can like work with it, so that such that the code doesn't, such that the compiler can see that these two different things are like writing to it at like two separate times. Like it's like the more that I get into it, the harder it is for me to get used to it too, because it's like, yeah, like a lot of the things that it does seems to be very, very complicated, but I think it's because it's making the complications of it, like it brings the complications to the forefront, where it's like, this is the thing that you had to do anyways, but you just didn't bother with it within C++ or something. Because in C++, let's say, you could just write the foot gun of like just writing anything to any arbitrary space, and you wouldn't even notice until it's too late, right? Same thing with React. A lot of the things that React does, granted, this one is also interesting because React has its own special syntax for two major things, which is JSX, which is a very weird sort of like bastard child thing of like HTML within JS. So that you can actually write this within a script file and it'll compile down, because there's a compilation step where the compiler takes your source code and then compiles this into the React.create component thing. And then you also have the idea of hooks, which are function calls that you can use and that can contain state and that are actually like held internally by whatever the state thing is, depending on what type of hook it is. And there's a bunch of hooks for different use cases. But even then, it's sort of like, if you sort of like, once you learn those two, and granted, I feel like they're fairly straightforward. When you get to the point where it's like you have to like write the code out. The one thing that it does very good at, and the reason why it feels so painful to do compared to normal JS, is that it makes you very aware of the way that your structure is changing as you work with it. Like it makes you very aware of the way that your structure is going to mutate over time, the way that it's going to cause like a re-render when you change something based on where you place some like component state variable, right? Like it's very complex and very painful to look at because of that. Like it's like both of the languages, both of the two things, one is a language and one is a framework, they share that same thing of like, it makes you very aware of what you normally would already be doing, but you just didn't have to care about having to be aware of it. You were just implicitly aware of it, but now you're explicitly aware of it. Type shit. It's can we go? Did we do learning Rust together streams? No, because it hurts my soul. But also, I mean, I do want to try programming in it for some things, because the Half-Life 2 mod that I was working on, the Half-Life 2 extraction shooter. So I'll get to my update then, but I'll have some updates about what I was doing there. It's funny how I was completely on the money. It was supposed to be a quick standalone program to parse and transform files. No requirements about what technology to use, as long as it works portably on Windows. And the junior went, yo, let's do Rust. Honestly, I get it, because it's like, you want somebody to inject a certain lifeblood into the organization, in the sense of like, you don't want to be stuck in a place where you always just use PHP like 3 for the rest of your life, right? You want to get to PHP at least 7, and then you also maybe want to play with other technologies that might be even better suited than say PHP. But at the same time, it's like every single thing has a cost, and it sucks that you now have to pay the maintenance costs for something that a junior did who might not even be there anymore, because they probably went on to like a different place, and or maybe it just didn't work out for them. Rewriting Snow Job in Rust. You know what's funny? We could do that, and the way that I could do it is I could have a completely empty project that is just like, there's just nothing in it. There's like no code in it, right? It's just an empty Godot project, and I just say, okay, everyone, this is no job today, and by the end of the stream, we're gonna rewrite it into Rust. And then I just install the Godot Rust extension, which is this thing. It's like the Godot Rust extension, which, by the way, this thing actually works very, very like. This thing works really, really well. I've been able to like get like small like gameplay slices up to like test some gameplay to like test gameplay ideas very easily. So this thing works pretty much right out the box for whatever use case that you like need. So it's doable, but it's also just like it's just me installing one single package and then all right, it's rewritten because the game doesn't currently exist. Scoping mutability sounds kind of cool, actually. Like there are definitely cases where you want to change something in a specific context, but have it be immutable from a higher level point. It makes sense. Exactly, yeah. And that's actually so. It's one of the things that's like interesting about Rust is that like at its core, it makes it really hard to do that because it cares a lot about the lifetimes of things. But at the same time, lifetimes is also like one of the many safety features that it sort of has built in. But like the one that I feel like you're first likely to encounter is just the idea of like, oh wow, like you actually do get to, from a code level, reason when you go through reading it that like, oh, you're only doing this change within this one area, and the compiler guarantees that it's not being done anywhere else because I'm scoping it to this specific spot. Granted, there's like different methods where you could scope it. It's like you could even scope it as simply as like using just like opening like a whole new scope with the braces. You could even do some fancy things like if you're doing multi-threading, you could do it across different threads with like a I forget what it's called, like a mutex or something, or like I mean, it's just the usual things like you like lock things and then you have different things there. But I'm not too deep into it to know exactly when to use those yet. Though I experimented with it a little with the things I was working on, and I'll get to it. But we'll get to that. Anyways, all I'm saying is I'm glad that you felt the pain of having to switch over to React, chat. Because yeah, it sucks that the industry is just it's just like anything. It's like PHP will get you the job even if it sucks to work in, because it's like everyone still uses it. I think PHP still powers like a large percentage of the world's just stuff. So when you think about software, right? Try your best to get to a point where you can learn syntax and stuff very quickly and learn specific language and framework concepts very quickly, because what I find is that it's a lot easier if you have the fundamentals to be able to understand when to use things, and thus you can sort of see the value of certain things while also just being able to like quickly get past that learning hump of like this particular new specific thing has this new specific way of doing things. In fact, recently, I'll get into it. I got so many I have so much ranting to do. But thank you. So we're going back to full points now. So 1 to 5 points, depending on how much work that I think that you did, which is funny because it's like you know how much work that you did, but I'm judging you anyways. It used to be a horror score because of Halloween, but there's no more score. So instead, I'm going to add, you will get 2 bonus points if you make me nut. If I could see myself nutting to your update, then you'll get 2 bonus points because of nonstop nut November, okay? That's how it's going to be. So in this case, this doesn't make me nut. It actually makes me sad. It makes me very limp and sad inside. It takes the life away from me. Every single month theme, every single themed holiday type of thing, there's going to be a new holiday. In December, it's going to be how much it makes me feel warm and cozy inside. Okay? That's like every single update. You get a bonus point if you do it. But here you don't get any bonus points. But you do get a good 4 points, because you didn't do any font work, but you did learn and actually write a parser and you actually got started on learning React. Next.js is also interesting too, because Next.js has somehow wormed its way in to be the standard for using React, but realistically, you can just use React on its own. There's nothing really. You can use this with anything else. Next.js is just one of the many things that you can use with it. Though I will say it has basically every option that you need. And anecdotally, at least in my city, basically every startup uses it. So it's very annoying. But every startup uses this. It's basically impossible to find a startup that does anything else really interesting. But thank you for your update. And I'm glad that you're suffering through it, just like I did at some point. I'm very, very happy. Next chatter is me. Oh, it's me. Oh, it's my turn. Oh, that was fast. How about I chat? I'll do yours first, and then I'll do mine, okay? Because mine is not that interesting. Trust me on this one. We skip over to 4596. If you know, then you know. They finished the cleanup on all. So their goal initially was they wanted to finish the cleanup 6-7 on all their sketch lines and add flat coloring. And the sketch lines, I think it's the same sketch up here. This thing, which looks so sick. This thing looks so cool. It's such a, it's like from an art perspective, it's really cool. But then even from like a idea perspective, it's like the idea and like the elements that make up the design. It's like it's so cool because it feels like it has so many different ideas behind it that actually all like layer together in a very interesting way. Where it's like I can't imagine something like this. Like it's like when I think like if you asked me to make a character, I wouldn't be able to make something like this. So so this is already cool. So I'm not sure what they're working on, but I guess we're about to see because I don't get it myself. Okay, I'm not an artist who understands how it works. Okay, it's funny they're using Next.js to make an to make an SPA. You love loading extra JS, right? Isn't it wonderful that like the entire ecosystem seems to be a whole bunch of like JS to support JS to then run other JS in a specific way that like some other framework in JS needs that will then consume your JS to output other JS. I love that. I really love that. But yeah, they're gonna work on that with the sketch lines and the flat curling, and they might even start on shading, which I hope they did. And they're gonna work on the family MS Photo. They mentioned this last time about the family MS Photo, and they're gonna work to lighten the background, and they're gonna organize their story notes / ideas with the super notes. Me and the mod were talking about this because we were like, damn, this thing looks sick. When you showed us the super note tablet thing, I was like, it's really cool. But then she brought up a great point of like, it's like $300 just for notes, and I'm like, wait, you're right. Are you able to install anything else on it? Like, can you install like an e-reader or something? Because if it doubles as like an e-reader or something, then it's like that's pretty good. Because then it's like you can use it for doing things like e-reading, but then you can also use it for things like drawing and taking notes too. Like then it's like a more general purpose thing. But I assumed no because it didn't seem like you could. But maybe it's like just like a normal operating system. I'm not sure. Yes, you can get Kindle on it. No shit. Okay, forget buying whatever. I'm not gonna buy an e-reader. I'm gonna get a super note. That thing sounds cool then. Holy shit. Wow, thank you for telling me, chat. Thank you. That sounds cool. Where's your update? Get past the DILF discussion. We'll get to the DILF discussion soon. You can even use it as a drawing mouse. What? Wait, it works as a tablet? There's a tablet mode where you can use it as a drawing tablet for your other devices, for your PC. That's impressive, actually. I was thinking about that, actually. I was thinking about, like, it's weird that we sell specific drawing tablets when everybody can just get a normal tablet that can run more things on it. And then couldn't you just, like, translate the movement from, like, your, say, iPad into your PC, and then you get, like, the same effect? But I didn't go too far into that experiment, because then I realized that I had to learn how like hardware works, and I was like, I'll do that next year, or like I'll do it next life. I'll do it next life. I've decided on my focus group. I've decided on my focus group in this life, and my focus group in this life is comedy, is like gooning, and then also like games, and then like very basic game dev guru takes that like get me 1 million views, and also the ire of the professional industry at large. That's the lane that I'm going to stick on. Okay. But as to their updates, they finished cleaning up all the sketch lines. It took them 7 hours to draw a single foot. You know what? You know what's funny? I don't think I've ever heard an artist who has never said this. Like, I feel like every single artist says, yeah, I spent like 12 hours on just the hands. It's like the arms, oh yeah, that was fine. That was like 3 hours. The hands, this thing took me like 14 hours. Or like the shin, oh yeah, like 5 hours. Yeah, it's like doable. The foot, yeah, I spent like a week on this. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. The perspective, it was annoying you, the perspective. You know what? I was thinking more about the veins and like the way that the hairs were. You did add toe hairs, right? Did you add like toe hairs, and then did you capture the way that like toenails have these striations on it, and then has these like, almost like lines where you can see the growth curves, almost like the rings of a tree going out. And then the way that there's like a little bit of gunk stuck under the toenail. Ooh, and you like scoop out with your finger and just eat with like a French fry or something. Oh god, that's so good. Game dev gooning takes. I mean, game dev gooning takes would be good. It's like, how do you make an effective adult game, right? And it's like, maybe the metric of if you've made an effective adult game is if you feel an uncontrollable impulse to like jerk off while you're making it, right? Is to jill or jack yourself off, right? They completed the base coloring and added some textures, and they did not start the shading. They posted the picture below. You had to go looking for the file because you saved so many. This looks so sick. What a sick concept. I love this. This is so sick. DJ, sorry, yeah, right. Whether you DJ or you, but then it's like, if it's DJ, should we say like what's the other funny term for if you've got a penis and you're jacking it, right? Because if you got a vagina, then you're a DJ. What do you do? Oh, making bread, making dough. I don't know, pounding dough. I don't know. Mic, working the mic. You're spitting on the mic, or you're a DJ, dropping the beat. Okay, that's good. Whether you're a DJ dropping the beat or you're spitting on the mic, you have to do something while you're drawing some gooning material. Real talk, if you can draw porn and not have people laugh at you is when you've made it as an artist. That's true. Yeah. Because they can't laugh because they're currently jacking it. Beats per minute, BPM. Yeah, this looks sick. It looks really, really good. And honestly, but I understand what you mean by the perspective, because I've never thought about this, but I've never thought about what a lizard foot looks like from this angle. Like, I've never thought about what a lizard foot looks like from this angle to have the toe. Because you want to see the toe, but at the same time, it's like, what's the purpose of the toe? And it's like, I don't really know what the purpose of it is. But yeah, because the lizard has this like back toe. I never thought about that, but it is painful to like think about, because I'm like, how would you position it? But yeah, honestly, this thing looks sick. Again, just the concept, the design of it's so cool. And then you have just the execution of it too, which is amazing. Thank you for sharing this. This is so nice. And you have all these like very, very like fine details too over here. You have to fix the logo. Wait, what logo? Am I blind? I'm not seeing anything. What's the logo? Oh, maybe because I was zoomed in, or maybe it's because the Discord thing. Oh, I see it. Needs shading still. And I see what you mean by the logo. It's because of the Discord background. It's because I'm using dark mode, so it shows up as like a dark thing. But you know what? Needs change though. The fact that you're making progress on it. Kudos to you. You did not work in the family members photo. Ooh. You know what? Just say if they ask why the photo isn't done yet, just send them this. Send this with no text. And they'll understand. I'll go, all right, I get it. Keep working on it. Do the red eyes have a lore? Yes. Yeah. So they're working on the story. You said that you're working on a webtoon or something, right? I'm actually very curious to see it. So if you ever feel like you want to share it, please do, because I too would love to read it. And you did not organize your notes. You at least moved your notebook onto your desk with the intention of writing in it. I like that you moved it there, because like I've been doing this too. I've been doing this thing where as I go through my life and as I go through the things that I have within life and the things that I want to do, I've been trying to move it into a space that's like close enough for me to be able to like work on it. Because usually I never really do it because I'm too lazy to go and like find the thing, right? Whereas like I feel like I'm missing out on being able to do this stuff. But even just lowering the amount of effort to get started has really helped a lot. Though not on the bed. What I've realized is that if it stays on the bed, I do it for like 5 seconds and then I might try to fall asleep or something. I gave you 3 points. No, I gave you 4 points. You didn't finish 2 things. However, you did try to set up your environment for success, and you did work on the photo, and you did spend many hours on a foot, which I do find funny every single time, because I've never heard an artist not say that. I've always heard artists say that hands and feet are very difficult. If a notebook is in your way, you're more inclined to use it. Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. I've started to carry mine. My wife and I, she got me one from this really cool store, and then it's a small one. It fits perfectly in my pocket, which is also just an indication that like pockets on like men's clothing is very very wide. Like I can fit I can fit my entire Nintendo Switch inside of my pocket. Yeah. But yeah, it's been handy. Last time I had to go to the hospital. I just carried it with me and I wrote everything down in it compared to like typing it in my phone, which is sort of like annoying because when I type it in my phone, I have to like keep switching modes of like drawing on my phone and doing stuff. It's like way easier for me to just pull it out, use a pencil, like draw the things that I need to like get the like doing some diagram, because sometimes it's easier visually to make things work, and then I just like copy that over afterwards. You have pocket envy. You have pocket envy. You know what it is? What I say is this: there's nothing stopping you from wearing pants made for men. Well, actually, except for jeans. I don't think jeans would feel good, just because jeans, I think it's like the waist is a lot tighter, but also like the thighs are a lot more roomy, so it's like not only would not fit on the waist, it also would feel, you know what, maybe it might look cool actually. It might look like Jinko jeans, or it might look like flared pants. Okay, you what? Yeah. Just wear the clothing, even if it says it's made for men, just to have the pockets. Or think about this, chat. Gorilla sewing, okay? Gorilla sewing. Holy shit. Gorilla sewing group. Gorilla sewing group that goes into clothing stores and quickly swaps pockets between men's and women's clothing. Men's and women's clothing, in order to provide women with larger pockets than they would normally have from women's pants. Right? So it's like, it's a gorilla sewing group. They go into a store and they say, I want to try these two pants on. And it's like, one's from the men's section, one's from the women's section. They go in and they quickly unsew and re-sew the pocket, and they swap them between both pants. And then they say, oh, it didn't work. Thank you. Bye. So that the next time somebody comes in, right? The woman goes, wow, these pants are great. I have such nice pockets. The man goes, what the fuck are these? I can't even put my Nintendo Switch in it. Hello, chat. How are you? Thank you for the idea. That's a good one. Okay, I think I'm onto something. We need to start like an underground group to fix pockets. Yeah. But thank you for your update. You have 4 points because again, you did a lot. We have a newcomer. By the way, the mod posted it in here, but she didn't post her update because she has no more goals. Today, I somehow accidentally got into some kind of accountability circle sort of relationship with not even just one, but two of my students who about this thing. So might as well put it here too. They will try to fix a flat tire on their bicycle. It's been punctured since a little bit before COVID, and they never bothered to fix it. And I said, please do not get into relationships with your students, which is true. It's both funny, but also like very true. Don't do it. And then the mod said with not just one, but two. And then what they said was actually their students are mostly charming DILFs. So actually they all have children with occupations much more lucrative than theirs. But they're too lazy to go outside to become the sugar baby, even if they ask them to. And then I was like, wait, you should get with the rich DILF students because I need somebody to fund my streams. Because theoretically, if you are in a relationship with a DILF and they take care of you for the rest of your life and you become the stay-at-home dad too, right? So it's like you marry a rich DILF and you become the stay-at-home dad for your family. Then you can spend the money that you have as your daily allowance of $5,000 on my stream. And you can single-handedly fund the efforts of the stream. Definitely should get a sugar mommy / daddy. Yes, I actually think it's worth it. Even if you're in a loving relationship, it's absolutely worth it. My wife and I have talked about it, where it's like, if we could, maybe we should. It's worth $1 million. Like it seems pretty worth it. You want to hear about DILF drama? Yeah, what the DILFs talk about on a daily basis on in their friend groups, right? Like, is it like business meeting drama, or is it like real DILF drama? Like, man, you wouldn't believe Jerry. He watched the baseball World Series and was rooting for the Dodgers. What the fuck? What the fuck? Relationship with two students, sure. Your dream is to get a sugar mommy and for her to fund your master's degree. Yeah, honestly, it's like not to say that I would like take advantage of them, but like the idea of somebody being richer than you to like help take care of you really does feel nice because it's like then you finally get time and space to work on yourself. Because honestly, it's that constant running on the treadmill that gets you so tired that like when somebody just says I'll handle it and they can handle it with like no real effort on their part because they're so rich that they have so much money, it's like wow, thank you, because finally you can just sit there and relax and take a breather, just like you're gonna have to, because I have to go pee actually, so give me 2 minutes. BRB. Sorry. It's splashed. It's sprayed all over the place. Sorry, just let me double check the timing of things. Is he AFK? I was peeing. He's shooting his fire hose. He's shooting his fire hose. That's a good one. I need to check my DMs. Okay, so it's good. Okay. We still have time. We have about half an hour. Also, the pissing emotes, by the way, made me realize, couldn't you do piss time R and then yum? Look at that. Look at that emo combo. Look at the way that they're ready to like swallow the piss, but it's still too far away to enter their like mouths, right? That's some good stuff. Anyways, let's continue with this. So the DILF drama, right? And then I made this like note about how like language studies seems really oriented towards adults because kids don't care about learning languages. It's only when you're an adult that you realize it's not actually cringe, and it's actually really cool to learn a new language. Because the people who would need language studies, they already did it. Or like, because the people who as kids wanted language studies, they've already done it once they finish school, and so they've already moved to that place to like live their life in their like cool like dream life, right? While the rest of us are trying to take these language classes, and it's like trying to capture that moment in time that we lost because we didn't take our dreams more seriously, and so we sort of left our dreams on the wayside, never bothering to learn a new language, and so here we are stuck where we're living instead of living where we should have been, and so now our life sucks. Anyways, they also wanted to, but I gave them more motivation too, because they said the fixing their tire is the first step on the path of finding a sugar daddy, and then we keep going down, and then they were talking about how like their resume has Linux on it, and somehow their students have chosen them to teach them language because of the use of Linux in their resume. And then we get into their actual thing. The first attempt was unsuccessful at fixing their tire. That's funny. You couldn't unscrew the rear wheel's left nut. You couldn't. One left nut. You thought maybe you had to go to the gym first. Before tackling it. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's funny. I like how you think about this, because I had that exact same thought before. Like, you actually, you know what? There's one. I don't. This is a very Canadian show. Malcolm in the middle fixing light bulb. Okay, what you just described there is the Malcolm in the middle fixing the light bulb scene where Walter White. So those of you who don't know, Walter White is famous in Canada for playing Hal, the father of this family, and this scene accurately depicts that feeling of, oh, maybe I should do this thing first before that thing. The VOD will stop you. It's one of the best scenes in TV. It's honestly, if you ever get a chance, please watch Malcolm in the Middle. It's so fucking funny. There's so many scenes like that throughout the entire show. It's so good. The writing of it was impeccable. Just the idea of like the constant escalation of shit that he has to fix, right? It's so funny to me. And the payoff for the joke is so simple but so effective. And everybody gets it immediately. It's a really great comedy scene too, in my mind, because it's comedy without basically. There's only like a single like 4-second scene where they actually speak. Most of the time it's just him in like dead silence. It's him in dead silence using very relatable problems to tell the comedy, such that you don't even need to speak the language to understand what's going on. That is good. As an ESL speaker, learning language is always cool. That is true. Breaking Bad, then he cooks meth. Good little Breaking Bad. Anyways, please do watch that. That's a great show. But yeah, what you described here is basically what happened in the show. But thankfully, it seems like you didn't do it. But on the second attempt, the nut came off. Changing the tire and the inner tube was much harder than you remembered. Your fingers hurt and bleed. Are you okay? Oh no, chat. This feels like this has to be a comedy skit where like where you try to fix something and you slowly get more and more broken, right? And the inner tube was much harder than you remembered. Your fingers hurt George, no. But you managed, okay. However, because you'd never disassembled fancy bikes like this one that have multiple gears. Oh, by the way, I also like how you wrote this like a true Gen Z, like a true Gen Z, because you use the emotes like every couple words. It's almost like, it's like, it's like worst. It's like the worst of the two. It's like the third worst option. It's like the worst option because it's like the worst parts of hieroglyphics and then the worst parts of language. You know what I mean? It's like we moved away from hieroglyphics because words do pretty well, but then you moved away from words. But then some people like to move away from words to like use to like do hieroglyphics, and so they make art. You've decided to do the worst thing. Of like both ways, they're just being Italian. Wait, very true though, very true. It's a very descriptive way of like showing it. I do it too, actually. When you see me talking in the real life, my hands are going like this right now. Like you don't like you can't see it, but my hands are going crazy right now. Every time I talk in real life, my hands are very animated because I want to like get the point across. So it's like I look like a clown, but you just can't see it. That's why I really want to get the model done with the full hand tracking, because when you can see it, then I think you'll really enjoy what I do with my hands. But I'm realizing that hand tracking is kind of hard to like do. So, you thought it was like one of those spam chain mail things. Send this to 10 friends and get good luck. So true. Wait, you're right. Wait, you're right. And it's like a constant. Yeah. Send this to 10 friends. Oh, you'll die. You discovered the nut emote because of the channel. Oh, right, the 18 plus channel. Yeah, which I can't show on stream. And thought you should use it there. Then you were like, maybe I should use it once more since the one is already there. And then it escalated. It just kept going. And then you got the gear icon, and then you just got the blood. I can see how you started with this, and then you're like, maybe we should do more descriptions, right? And you know what? It works because look, wheel screwdriver, wheel nut into screwdriver. You use this to undo the wheel nut. That's good. So you never did some of the fancy bikes like these that have multiple gears and handbrakes. I like how you also put hand here. This is good. You think you might have accidentally broke the derailleur. I don't know how to pronounce this ever, but the derailleur. Oh no! So now it's gone, and the rear brakes. So now you broke your bike, but that's not important. Yes, it is. It's very important to have brakes and a derailleur. Well, because isn't the derailleur like a main part of the bike that like? Yeah, it's this thing. Specifically that moves one bicycle chain from the next from multiple speeds. I don't think you want to be in a single speed going up and downhill, let's say, right? On top of that, I think you need brakes. I think you need something to keep you alive. That's not important. It's a problem for future you. Old man emoji. What's important is that now you have a means of transportation. Bike. How come the bike emoji looks all fucked up? Why does the bike emoji look all fucked up? It's like all broken and shit. What happened to it? To go to your sugar daddy. Salt. Is there no emote? There's no emote for sugar? What? I have an emote for sugar. Give me a second. Single gear is superior anyway. Just run uphill with the bike on your shoulders. So true. Yeah, just run uphill with the bike on your shoulder. Cocaine. Unico can only be salty but no sugar. Don't worry. I'm finding a picture of like cocaine right now. Crack. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Download this one. No, this one's like okay. I need like just straight up like cocaine powder on a table. Well, okay, but I can't. The thing is, I'm not searching this on Google because I'm gonna get on a list. So I'm trying to search this on 7TV to try to find it. But 7TV, it's like I don't know how to show you this, but like these are the results. Like, should I even show you this? Like this is Gunnar Slop. If you search for cocaine, it's like not. Okay, wait, this is really good though. Look at that. She psyched up and she goes, whoom. That's really good. Anyways, back to the Discord over here. How do I need a better systems for switching over things faster. Okay, but yeah, once you find one and you don't need brakes or ability to change gears for that, you're right. Because they'll be the one to break you instead. You're right. You get 3 points because you've given me mental damage from all the emojis. You've given me mental damage. I'm sorry. You've given me mental damage, and now I can only count up to the number 3. So congratulations, you played yourself. However, you get +2 bonus nut points because your entire goal is you're doing all of this to find a sugar daddy, to have sex, and to make money. Like, that's literally your entire goal, so I commend you. So I give you +2 points for all this. So you're at a total of 5 points. And thank you for joining New Chatter. And welcome to the Accountability Circle. Now, I have one final update. It's mine. But while we're here, you can all start to put your goals in for the next accountability cycle, which will be on, drum roll please, do it on your side please, because I'm not going to do it on mine because I have to type it on the keyboard. Every Friday, so next Friday we'll be doing the accountability circle. And that will be on next Friday, November 21st at 11 a.m. or whenever I start the stream, but I will put it at 11 a.m. I will try to be on time. Put all your new goals under here and we will see you all there. And please... Did I even upload the yum emote? I need to add the yum emote. Wait. The emoji reminded you of the most important meal of the day vid from the Minor Prophets. That sounds so familiar, but I don't remember exactly what it is. But I swear I think I know what concept that you're talking about. I swear I do. Okay, Yum. Okay, so Yum is now within the channel from the GIF. I still don't know. Okay, if you can find it, please send it. Please send it to me because I feel like I know what it is, but I don't know. Okay, so now we're here. I'm gonna go for my update. Okay, my update is very annoying because it's gonna be ranting for the next 20 minutes, which is good because we're about to start the game in 15 minutes. Breathe, 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 breathe. I want to be able to make something amazing. I want to make my dreams come true. I sent this at like midnight. I sent this past midnight because I woke up from my bed as I was sleeping and I said to myself, I'm sick of living like a loser. I want to make something. I want to make my dreams come true and actually make something. So what I said was my goals were as I wanted to get a playable slice of the idea of the Half-Life 2 Stalker game up and running. Because the mod for it, so I had this idea a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago now, where I had this idea of a Half-Life 2 mod that turns it into an extraction shooter. And I got really deep into it to the point where I actually set up like the mod material. Like I set up the SDK. I set up the code for it. I actually did a lot of experiments to see how viable it was, and I ran into one thing which I'll talk about, which is sort of annoying for how it feels like, but I think I could work around it. But I realized like it's not going to be doable within a single week. It's going to take a lot more effort because it takes a lot of there's a difficulty here in terms of how you have to like structure things, and I'll get into it here. But the goal of it was to make a... Do we need a circle of fail for goals that go to die or for us to look at in the shame? I do think I like that, right? The graveyard, right? Don't dead open inside. There we go, perfect. Don't dead open inside. And for the image, I'm going to use this image. So we do don't dead open inside. And... That's what's good. For all the ideas that couldn't come to life from the accountable accountants channel. So first off, please look at this image. I am no longer the family pet. Me and your dad are together now. It's about time you show me some fucking respect. You show me some fucking respect. And the dog is looking at you like your new dog stepmom is looking at you like, son, shut the fuck up. I will not go sit. I will not play fetch. I will not lie down. The only person who can make me lie down is your dad. The only person who can make me lie down is your dad. Oh god, that's so fucked up. The person who's gonna make me go lie down is your dad. Oh god. Anyways, that's gonna be the channel for all the ideas that died. But this idea isn't dead, I'm just postponing it, okay? This idea isn't dead, I'm just postponing it, but I'll get into it, okay? I also want to finish the book, The House of Leaves, and I want to work out more and not be late to streams. As you can tell, I probably failed a couple things. I'll start from the bottom and I'll get to the top, because the top is the more complicated bit. I've been late to every single stream this week. I've been late to every single stream this week. Next week, I'm going to try even harder. But the problem that I realize is that working out makes me very tired, but also working out is paradoxical where you need to clean your eyes after this one. I'm sorry. So the yum emote was like totally fine for you to see, but now I can't post about the fact that like, you know, the family dog is now the family mom. Okay, sorry. I didn't know that there were limits I didn't know that there were limits to the goonery here. Come on. Try harder to be more late. Yes, I'm going to try even harder to be more late. Streams are now going to start at 5 p.m. my time, so 6 hours after the usual time. No, I'm just kidding. Working out more has been paradoxical, where I work out more, I'm more tired, but I'm also more energetic after the workout. The problem is I don't work out before stream. I work out after stream. And what I need to do is I think I need to work out before stream to have the energy for stream because I just feel tired during streams and then I have the energy at nighttime where I can't sleep because my brain is racing. Because when I work out, I listen to music and I think about things. You know what I mean? Like I just think about the ideas yeah, it's it's very common Zen like at the moment, which is like for like an hour, right? Great, you could watch without being up at 1 a.m. Yeah, yeah, that's the main problem. So it's like if you if you feel like you're pushing yourself, don't worry, the VODs are always there. Two, I get it because it's like sometimes you just want to be here live, and this is why I said I wish we all existed on one time zone and then everybody did things at the exact same time and it was just a matter of using blackout curtains, right? Because then I think life could be easier. Farmers would suffer, but the rest of us would be happy. So anyways, I'm still gonna, so like this worked out half of this, but the being late to streams, I realized that that's a problem. And especially at nighttime. I've noticed that my ideas have been racing a lot more, so I need to get into something to sort of like calm my brain down. I've heard that, meditation helps, but I think I need to just write down all of my ideas just so I can have them for tomorrow. So, I started doing it since 2 nights ago, and it seems to have helped a little bit. But I'm gonna keep the notebook close by every single night and see how much it helps in terms of like getting me to like just calm down and stop thinking about things. And also, it helps because like I stay away from my phone, so I need to find my old like lamp, and hopefully, if I find it, I can put the lamp on my bed and like attach it. That way I can like turn on the like lights, write things down, and then go right to sleep. So that, or I use the night light and I just move it onto the bed and then just like take it off whenever I'm done. But that's more annoying. And also I'm worried about shocking myself. I also didn't finish House of Leaves, so I actually am finishing The Vegetarian first because that book is actually getting very interesting. I won't spoil it yet because I'm still building my thoughts on the book and building my understanding of the book, but I will say it's a fantastic book. The Vegetarian by and the mod actually talked about this. She was like, "What? You don't remember the names of the authors of the books that you read? How do you know what book to read?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just go off I just go off of vibes. I just go into a store and I'm like, okay, can I see some books? And then I read the first couple pages and I'm like, this book seems good. Okay, I'll just read this. But it's this book by an author named Han Kang. Her book is genuinely fantastic. It's a really good book. Though I'm curious to see how different it is from the original language because this is translated over from Korean. So maybe I need to learn Korean to be able to read the original thing. But yeah, it's a very fascinating book. All I will say is that it was absolutely worth it, and it's actually a fairly short-ish book in terms of it's not as heavy and as large as most other books where it's you could probably read it within a week even. So it's good. But yeah, I couldn't finish House of Leaves. I'm still in the process of finishing The Vegetarian too. Haven't really been able to read it since the last three days, but for 4 days I got some good progress on it. This is the one that I've been struggling with. Okay, I got way too deep into this. I actually I did a couple of things. So Half-Life 2 mods consist of stuff like this. I had to do this quickly because the thing is about to start. Half-Life 2 mods are primarily made from the source SDK. So you'd have to download the source SDK. And my F11 key isn't working. And I don't know why. I need to unplug my keyboard. Plug it back in. There we go. Thank you. Full screen. Full screen, motherfucker. Full screen. How come you work? There we go. Oh no, the button's sticky. The source engine is not open source. There's only been leaks of the engine so far. So there's leaks of the engine from, I think, multiple different branches, including the more recent branches, but also mostly older branches. So it's like a lot of old code that's floating around. The only real official way to interact with it is through the Source SDK, which is this compiles two DLL files, client.dll and server.dll, which exports some things that the Source engine expects within the location of where it loads the DLL. And it loads those to give your code a hook into the Source engine. They document quite a lot of things within the Source engine, and they try to expose as much as they can for you to do. Like, for instance, I think all the shooting logic, as far as I could see, was like done not within the engine, but from the SDK side. So it's like you can just do all the shooting logic from that side. So you can implement basically everything that TF2 and Half-Life 2 and the Half-Life 2 multiplayer does from this side. The stuff does stuff to it. Got it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, basically, it's a very well-made SDK. Like, it works well. And I think it's fairly simple to use. And this is where I got a little bit too complicated, though, is because I couldn't get this one particular thing to work. So the idea that I had in mind was a Stalker-esque mod, because I thought it'd be interesting to explore the idea of, lore-wise, what happened after the 7-hour war. So this is where I have 6 minutes to explain this. I have 6 minutes. Let me explain the 7-hour war, which is a riff on the real-life 7-day war, I think, between France and someone else. Or maybe it was just all between France. I'm not really sure. Hey, you can finally redeem this. You're welcome. You wasted all of your points. And sorry about the moan. I'm going to refund the moan because the Twitch alerts isn't currently working, but remind me to refund your moan. It was when the aliens came to Earth, the Combine, and they took it over, and the war ended in 7 hours, right? And I thought it'd be interesting to explore what happened right after the 7-hour war, because in Half-Life Alyx, they expanded the lore a little bit with this little Easter egg where it sort of shows like, hey, the entire America and North America section is marked with an X for some reason. And it seems like people have theories about what this is. It's either Alex trying to find where they're situated, or trying to figure out what happened, or is saying like, don't go back to America, which was Ground Zero, because the incident where the aliens first came from was at New Mexico. So there's a lot of theories around it, but I wanted to sort of make a mod to explore that. What happens if you have a game that's like Stalker, that's set in the Half-Life 2 universe, and then you have to figure out and try to survive in this world and basically try to make your way out of the space, right? And I thought that'd be a very interesting thing to do, which is the entire inspiration for the mod. And I still think it's a fun thing to do, but then I got really deep into this and I realized it's a little bit complicated. One, the SDK and the game itself had an HD upgrade. So Half-Life 2 20th anniversary, I don't know if the website's still up. Yes, it is. Okay, good. This anniversary update was a major update because not only did it talk about the game and give you like the documentary and even update Steam with highlights, it actually updated the game itself. So the game and the engine itself was updated to have some new features. And because of this, the SDK was out of date. And then they updated the SDK afterwards, but they didn't update all parts of the SDK. There's two branches of the SDK that currently exist. The branches are the master / the main branch, which includes the multiplayer stuff. So this is all the TF2 stuff. So on top of the fact that they updated the engine, they also released the TF2 source code, which is now in the SDK. But they didn't update the single player side. So if you want single player things like being able to save and load, that's still currently broken. Physics constraints, for instance, will just fly apart. So if you need something that's like a physics object, like a door, when you reload the save, they'll just like blow up and then the door will just like disappear or something, and then like things will just crash too. There's been efforts for people to like slowly try to like fix it, but for the most part, it's still basically dead in the water in terms of whether or not we can use it for single player stuff. So that's a major problem. On top of that, there's other sort of more fundamental things about the engine that make this idea difficult for a Stalker-style game with the things that you would expect from a Stalker-style game. It was only on your recent playthrough that you realized that Save 17 was in Eastern Europe somewhere. Yeah, exactly, right? It's like such a minor detail, but like when you notice it, you can't stop seeing it. Like you definitely notice all of the different pieces of like, say, the architecture or even like the like writing. Half-Life Alyx especially made it much more clear, where I think in Half-Life Alyx, you could really see from the architecture and even like the words written that like you're somewhere within Eastern Europe. And there's a bunch of theories around this. Like there's a bunch of theories around sort of why this is the case, how they got from America to Eastern Europe when like all the characters that you see are the scientists from Black Mesa, from New Mexico in America. Theory being that, you know, it's the same way that you want to keep people away from each other. There was even like an interview where the devs initially stated that they wanted the voices to be all different in different languages, but they couldn't do it because of like, you know, budget constraints. But the idea was to make it so that like you're split across like world. So yeah, another major problem that I ran into was that I had to do this quickly. I have 3 minutes now. The map, you can't have an infinitely sized map loading and saving and sort of like dealing with that stuff. Entities in general are handled on the engine side, which means if you want to have almost like a larger map like you would see within a stalker game, you have to design your map such that you have specific points where you would load the next level while being able to see parts of the old level and parts of the new level. Like it's like, and what I tried was that basically you have to add a bunch of walls and just so like extraneous mountains everywhere, like very arbitrary sinking points where you'd have to step over into the boundary of the map, which was a fairly complicated thing, which was super annoying for me. So I had to put a hold to it because just doing that alone was complicated, because it made me realize that like the map design is going to be the major problem with this, where you can actually do a lot to bring the entities over. You can even do cleanup of the entities when they first load in, but just the idea of having to make a map large enough that can contain everything, it was a little much to figure out how I'm supposed to like connect and stitch together all the parts of the map. So yeah, I mean, this be also with the fact that like saving and loading doesn't work, and that a lot of the single player stuff I have to port over, like AI behaviors and the stuff, they'd have to be ported over. But even like the idea of like you would need new specific AI to like work with the idea of it being a much more open space, made it sort of a complicated task. And then I also decided to like integrate Rust into the project. So this is where the Rust talk comes back, and so basically I can actually integrate Rust into the project because I just have Rust build, and then I link and then I just link the library that's like built from the Rust side into the Visual Studio solution, because this project can only be built as a Visual Studio solution. So you can't, like, you could probably build it outside of the solution, but I'm not good enough to figure out how to make that happen, because when I tried to upgrade it to the latest C++ version, which obviously that's a more complicated task, but even when I tried to compile it on like a different compiler, it was like pretty painful. He's yapping to practice. I know, just like give me a moment. So yeah, it like I got there, but now it doesn't really work and it's too complicated. So I need to think about what to like do. So that's my update. That's why I'm not doing this. Anyways, super psyched. Side note, super psyched to play Half-Life 2 Episode 2 for the first time. Oh, it's your first time? You're gonna... I can't wait for it either. Please, I hope it's on stream, and if it is, I'm gonna come up to like, watch. I really can't wait. Everyone's first time is always magical because there's always something new. The way that people like go into it, and then the way that they like see things. So, but yeah. Pacific Drive did a great workaround for that, where there's uninteresting barren waste between the zones, which you effectively drive through off screen. I was thinking about doing something like that, yeah, where it's like you have just like the one zone in between, but I was really hoping to try to like really push the boundary. So the one thing that I want to do, basically everything that I do, I want to try to push the boundary a little bit, where it's like, I want to try to make something like this work, where you have a map which is slightly smaller than a normal map in terms of play area, but you can still interact with the other maps that are there. It's just a copy of the other map, and then you just move the entities over by just shifting their like their positions over, which is handled by the engine mostly for you with the level load transition zones, and then you just have to deal with like what happens when they move off of the map. So I wanted to try to push it there, but I realized it was too hard. Anyways, that's why my update sucks. But that's why I'm going to take it easy and try to make the VR chat world instead, which is a lot easier to disappoint myself on, because it should be simpler to make a Christmas map. But every time I've said that, it's never gone well. It will be on stream, and you don't know when yet, though. Okay, I hope that it's soon, or like just like anytime, and I will be there because I'm interested. Thank you all for joining on the Accountability Circle. I've got to get ready now. Please put your goals in for the next Friday on November 21st. If you want to join in on the Accountability Circle, it's in the Discord. Go to the Literal Apartment Buildings channel. Move past the dog. Move past the family dog, okay? Move past the family dog. Look for the accountable accountants and put your goals in. It's a fun way for us to hold each other accountable to doing things. I need to make a quick call, and I need to set things up. But yeah, thanks for showing up, and thanks for always trying your best to, make things happen, because you can put effort into the things that you want to do. Even though it's a little hard, it's worth it in the end, because then your ambitions won't consume you like they do me. Golf! Three times the charm. I'll be right back in just a moment. I need a quick phone call, as well as handle the setup of the thing. I don't know how long I'll take. Should be no less than like 5-10. BRB.